No, I think anytime you've already played in an NCAA tournament, that experience helps you. I think obviously it's a different, format with the pandemic. So I think that's, it's unique in itself, but it's going to be new for people that haven't been in it. And in terms of playing in games and, in the NCAA tournament. But no, we have some guys, those four guys have not only played in NCAA tournament games, but they've played in, an Elite Eight game. They played in the Sweet 16 game. They've won a Big Ten championship, so they've had, some big time experiences that hopefully helps them. We let a couple guys, on staff go forward a little bit with if you can win the next opponent, but everybody really keeps their focus on North Texas. Like we don't get away from that. It's just, doing everything in our power to try to win the game in front of us, and then if you're fortunate enough to win, then you work towards the next game. I think it'll be great. It's good to be in the NCAA tournament. It's good to be in a situation that you probably weren't in last year unless you won a lot of games in the Big Ten tournament. So proud of our guys. We've had a great year, and just hope to continue it. I thought in the second half of the night we did, and you could hear our fans, and that was pretty cool. But it's one of those situations that each time you play and things that are happening, in this pandemic, like you got to keep your focus, on the game, and then that's what we'll try to do.
What do you want them to take from the Ohio State game?
To play like they did in the second half and not play like they did in the first half. So, in a nutshell, honestly, I thought going back, like, in a knee-jerk reaction, I thought Ohio State was really good in the first half, but I thought we helped them. We helped them a lot. And, if people earn things against us, that's one thing, but you can't hand people points, and we were simply handing them points. And anytime we had breakdowns defensively, they just exposed us, which that's what good teams do. But in the second half, I thought our guys, made shots, and that helped. But I just thought they played with, more of a purpose. And that's what we have to do as a team. We got to play with the purpose and be ready to play. I didn't think we were ready to play. Right.
Nice people who've never seen you before.
Yeah, well, we run a lot of stuff. And so, like, as the season progresses, you still have to run things that are going to work for you. And a lot of times in scouting, people know what's coming, but the people that are efficient, that are good, are still able to execute and score. And so you're hoping that they're, those teams are not as familiar, but it can work both ways. Like, you're not as familiar with them either. So it can work for you, but it also can work against you. Well, obviously, we benefited from the league that we're in, and you had to win some games versus some quality opponents. And, we were able, obviously, to do some of that. Obviously, we got beat by some people, but, we ended up 13-6 in a really good league and from a conference standpoint. And you're going to get rewarded anytime you can, be consistent and win games. And it's, in the best league in the country, you're going to put yourself in a good position. And, like, you get to where, are you a 4? Are you a 5? Are you a 6? You're kind of splitting hairs with that. But once you, look at it, and especially in terms of, your quality of wins, I think our league really helped us. Yeah, well, you do your best in terms of just getting intel and finding out about them. And I know about him as a coach, and he's a very good coach. He's guys are going to play hard. Guys are going to defend. I promise you that on both of those accounts. Like, he's a really good basketball coach. And, he'll have those guys ready, and, they won't beat themselves, and they'll play hard, and they'll defend. It'll be a tough game, and I haven't even watched him play, but it'll be a tough game. He's that good of a coach, and I consider him a friend. Obviously, we signed one of his guys, Nemanja Chalison, and so I've always followed, his career, and it's not that we're close or anything. We stay in contact all the time because we don't. But in passing or wherever I see him, we always talk. And but no, he's a really good coach, and so we're going to have to be prepared.
Preparation.
Yeah, I think you have to work on the things that are necessary in terms of that are really different, and sometimes there's not a lot of things that are that different from the teams that you normally play. but you just want to get your guys on the same page, and so they know what they're doing, they know what you're going to get to offensively, and you know what you have to do defensively to compete against them. But it's like anything else, in any other game. You can't beat yourself. You got to be able to rebound, take care of the basketball. I think those things are more important. But when you have a lot of guys that haven't been in the tournament yet, there's going to be, a lot of anxiousness to get out there and play and to do well, and you just have to, keep your emotions in check and do what you did all year.
You're one of 3 teams nationally over the last 5 years to have a 5 seed or better. Virginia and Kansas, the only other 2. I know that's just a line probably somewhere in your bio on the website, but if you could reflect on that for a moment before we get going this year.
Yeah, well, I think it, shows how good of players we've had. It's a player's game, and you try your best as a coach to keep things organized, have structure, use your own experiences to help your team. But at the end of the day, if you don't have guys that are any good, or guys that won't play together, you're probably not going to get in the NCAA tournament. And through the years that we've had really good players, and we've had a lot of guys sacrifice so our team can win. And I think that's kind of the key is, there's a lot of talent out there, but how productive are your guys, and how unselfish are your guys? And I think we've had a lot of guys that check those boxes over the last 5 years.
And then kind of representing the state for your team?
Yeah, I guess I didn't know that. I didn't really think along those lines, but just having pride of being in the tournament, it's hard. It's a lot of people just look at it. I think fans really look at it that way, like, why aren't we in the tournament? But it's hard. It's very, very competitive, and it's difficult. But yeah, that's, I think it's pride of just trying to get, the team you're coaching, your alma mater, in the NCAA tournament. Because we have such a great following at Purdue. And then obviously, the state of Indiana is, the basketball fans across the board. It's pretty nuts, because basketball means so much to the fans in our state.